Hello everybody, I'm Richard, the chairman at Derriford Hospital, and I've been asked by Pip Critten to come along and join you virtually today to help celebrate the graduation of this year's Project SEARCH interns. And what a year it's been for them. Not only have they had to get through a really difficult and demanding course, they've had to do so in the time of coronavirus, which has brought huge additional challenges to everybody involved in the programme, but in particular to the interns. So congratulations and well done to all of you for coping with those additional challenges.
Many thanks to Richard Crompton for his opening remarks. And Project SEARCH is of course a partnership. It's City College Plymouth, Plus and Derriford Hospital. Let's now hear from Jackie Grubb from City College Plymouth.
Well, we are honoured and privileged to be a partner with Project SEARCH. And wow, congratulations, it's your 10th anniversary. I am so proud of all of us in how we have worked together and developed the work with the START programmes. And I will never forget the first week of my time at City College, which actually is a year ago this week, when I came to the graduation. And I was totally overwhelmed with what I saw. The progress, the hard work and the determination from all of you, from our staff and all of our students, as I say, was overwhelming. You and we make a difference to people's lives. So thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. And now hear from Plus. Let's hear from Neil Cattle.
We at Plus are really proud to be the instigator of the support internship programme here in Plymouth, and are delighted that we've been able to develop the already strong partnerships that we've got with Derriford Hospital, City College Plymouth and Serco. As you are graduating today, we're also delighted here at Plus to be able to offer you ongoing employment support in the shape of our Learning Disability Employment Team. They're going to be on hand as you graduate from Project SEARCH to be able to provide you with employment support and helping you find the right job for you out here in your locality. We are also really proud of the fact that we've been able to support over 90 interns on the programme, and currently we've got 54 people who have been able to gain competitive paid employment as a direct result of being on the project. And this in turn leads us to have the very strong belief within Project SEARCH that anyone with the right support can find the right job for them and become an outstanding employee. So with that in mind, we want to make sure that happens for you. So congratulations today on your graduation. Congratulations on all your achievements this year. And from all of us at Plus, we are really looking forward to working with you in the future. Thank you very much.
There's one lady who without Project SEARCH would not have existed in the first place here at Derriford Hospital. And that's the lady that persuaded Derriford to see the value in Project SEARCH. Let's hear from Jane Middleman.
This is our 10th graduation and it's been one of the most unusual years, both on a personal level and for us as an organisation supporting Project SEARCH. Firstly, I'd like to thank every single one of the interns for their professionalism, their flexibility and their commitment to Project SEARCH in these very difficult circumstances. We have, as I say, been running the project for 10 years, but what we see year after year, and particularly from this year, is the work ethic, the commitment and, like I say, the professionalism that every intern has shown. And I know that you've all had to come out of your interns earlier this year and continue with your coursework on a virtual basis, but there is no doubt that you have all still achieved something really great from this project.
I need to say a particular thanks to our partners, Plus organisation, and to City College Plymouth. We've worked together right from the very beginning, and success in this programme is not down to one partner, it's a real team effort, and it's been fantastic over the years to form such a great partnership with those organisations. And ordinarily, in the past, I've also thanked Serco at this point, because they have been responsible for our hotel services for many years and have been fantastic partners in Project Search. We've now changed that contract, and our hotel services have rejoined us as part of the organisation, and it's fantastic to say that all those same people have still thrown themselves into supporting Project Search, which is fantastic.
So I've been supporting Project Search from the beginning, so it's been quite a long time now, 10 years. All the interns that we've had have been brilliant. We've taken a few of them on as employees, and just look forward to our next interns that come and want to learn with us.
My work with Project Search is to support and aid people into a working environment. So I've been working with Project Search now for about 10 years, I think it's 10 years, and we've had a lot of interns that have come in and worked with us to see what we do within hotel services and front of house, and we've had a lot of them go to different various areas. So they've been in portering, post room, waste and CPU domestics, so right across the board.
I'd also like to make a special mention of the Project Search team itself. A small team that has changed a little bit over the years, but all of the people are fantastically dedicated, skilled individuals who really have been totally instrumental in making Project Search the success that it is today. I'd also like to say a particular thank you to all of the mums and dads, friends and families of our graduates. I'm very conscious that you've supported them right from the very beginning. Without your love and support, they wouldn't be here celebrating today. And again, particularly at a time when there's been so much disruption, I know that must have placed additional demands on you as well, and you really should be immensely proud, I'm sure you are, immensely proud of your loved ones, but also proud of the support that you've given them throughout the years to bring them to this point of success in their lives.
Over the last 10 years at Derriford Hospital, I've been fortunate enough to have some fantastic people in the team. Let's hear from our current learning support assistants.
Every year has its own challenges, every year is different, but this has been without doubt the very strangest year of the 10 that the course has been running. But fortunately, we've had a really good group of students this year. They've all worked really hard, they've been a really good team, but it's just been such a shame that we've had to finish early in the way that we have. Just as things were about to get better and we were about to move on to internship 3 and hopefully to get people into paid jobs. And I'd just like to wish everyone the best of luck for the future, whatever happens next.
Hi guys, it's a shame that we can't all be together at this time, but I'd just like to say congratulations to you all for finishing your diploma level 1. And it's been absolutely amazing working with you guys. We've had the ups and downs and all the laughs, but most of all, it's getting to know you all individually and your individual personalities. I wish you all the best for the future. Take care, stay safe, and hopefully see you all soon.
Fantastic and supportive learning support assistants working here on the Derriford Hospital Plymouth Project Search team.
And then a very special group, our own staff, who every year have thrown themselves into providing placements for the students, supporting them, guiding them, befriending them, acting as mentors. I know that many of you have done this year on year, and I know that many of you have found your own workplaces and lives enriched by the experience. It is really a fantastic contribution that you make, and I'm really grateful for it. You change people's lives in what you do, and nothing could be more important than that.
Richard is absolutely right. Fantastic staff here at Derriford Hospital who've been so supportive of the project and our interns. Let's hear from a few of the people who work in the pharmacy department.
We've had Project Search interns within pharmacy for a number of years now. They started off working in our dispensary area. So they didn't really have anything to do with technical services, but I heard from Sharon Stone how really worthwhile the Project Search scheme was, and how the interns were really helpful to the supply area. So I contacted Pip and asked how we could get involved within production with helping young people within this scheme. Max was our first intern, so that was a number of years ago now. He came into production and started working as a porter and helping with our stock control. He was a really lively character, really fitted well within our team, was really super helpful, and we actually employed him on a permanent basis at the end of his internship.
So my role as a mentor was they'd work as normal as they would do, as if they were part of the team, but obviously there were certain jobs they couldn't do. We tailored aspects of our work to them so that they will have the confidence in doing it and feel part of the team. My job was daily was just to ensure that they were happy in what they were doing, and that obviously there was no danger to them, and that they would leave every day feeling they've achieved something and feeling confident every time they come and leave the department on a daily basis.
We're all one big team, so Project Search, the people we had down, Nathan, Stephen, Michael, are fantastic people. The abilities that they have to take on such roles in a department that's got about 150 people is testament to them and their characters. They will never say no to anything. They take on all the demands that's with them each day, and they're a credit to themselves and their families and the department.
Since I started Project Search 10 years ago, I'm absolutely proud and delighted that we've inspired so many other sites to start up within the UK. Worldwide there's over 500 sites, and the European section is now been rebranded as DFN Project Search. Let's hear from Lily Bayer.
Congratulations to all of the interns graduating from Derriford Hospital this year. I hope you go on to really successful careers. Good luck from all of us at DFN Project Search.
Every year at Project Search, we have the very difficult task of choosing just one intern for a progression award. Here from City College Plymouth is Amanda Summers-Evans.
Hello everyone. I would just like to say congratulations to all of you for all of your hard work and determination to achieve the results, and your progress has been outstanding throughout the whole course, so well done to everyone. I would just like to introduce then the winner of my award for progression, and this goes to a person who has shown great determination and desire to constantly improve. Not only has this person had outstanding attendance and demonstrated excellent timekeeping during their time on Project Search, but have been extremely supportive to all of the other interns on the programme. This person makes positive contributions to the group and they have made a fantastic impression to the staff in the base room and the mentors within the hospital. The progress this person has made is much greater than they would even admit or even perhaps realise themselves. For example, at the beginning of the course, there was a lack of confidence even to travel to the hospital and the base room. Now this person confidently moves around the complex building, completing tasks independently while supporting visitors with their directions. All in all, this person is an outstanding worker, student and role model. I am delighted to announce the winner of City College Plymouth's Award for Progression this year goes to Thomas Payne. Well done. Congratulations.
Wow, that's fantastic news, Thomas. Well deserved. Got a certificate here for you if you'd like to just pop outside your house and collect it. No, seriously, Thomas, you will need to go outside your house to collect it.
Thank you for this time, and thank you for helping me progress on this course.
Oh, Thomas, there's also a £10 voucher, but I've touched it. I've had my hands all over it, so you probably won't want to keep it.
You're not having the £10, Pip. See ya.
That was Thomas, one of our current interns. And our interns are, in fact, the stars of this particular show. Let's hear their stories. You were working as a cleaner on Wild Goose Ward, which is our children's ward.
Yeah.
And that was really at your request because you really wanted to work with children.
Yeah.
So tell us what was your duties there.
First of all, I would get ready for the day. I would collect the trolley. I would probably go into the teenage lounge. So the blinds, and then the doors, the sink.
Which is clean to the highest standard, the hospital or your bedroom?
Hospital.
Brilliant. And Glynis was a great support for you there, was to see your mentor. And I know that Marilyn Stinchcombe, who was your supervisor, was really supportive.
Yeah.
And she was the one that done your appraisals.
Yeah.
Hi Alice, it's Marilyn. Thank you for being part of our team for a little while. You did such a great job. I'm so pleased for you to be graduating. You're such a lovely young girl and everybody had your praises. So well done.
So then you went on to your second internship where you were working with Warren's in the Goodness for Greens restaurant up on level 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Working with a superstar of a mentor, which is Shirley.
Yeah.
Shirley's been mentoring people since the very, very beginning of Project Search 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And what were your duties there?
So when I arrived at the restaurant, I would get my PPE on, see if there was any dishes, cutlery to be washed, and if there was, I would take the trolley into the pot wash, load it onto the trays. You would load onto the pot wash.
And I know one of the things that Shirley said about you was that you were a great worker and you're always busy. Wanted to make yourself busy.
When Alice first joined us, she was very shy and quiet. We needed to bring her out and show her and teach her a few ways of how to deal with the public and some work skills, which she picked up very well. She got a bit more confident and spoke to a lot of customers and picked up the work really well.
This is another thing I like about you, is your team spirit, that you would get in and help the other guys who were not perhaps as quick as you at the English.
Yeah.
Well.
Alice, what can I say? What a journey for you. You came to Project Search from a college course, developing your employability skills, and that really set you off on the right stead for taking on some internships within the hospital. And congratulations on all your achievements. Despite any health barriers you had in the way, you've stuck to it, you stayed brave, and you really deserve to have completed this course well. Congratulations.
Alice, you've been an absolute pleasure to have on Project Search. You've been through so many personal issues and come out the other side smiling, and you're to be applauded for that. Here's your certificate.
Thank you very much.
We wanted to talk to you about your internships that you had whilst working on Project Search here at Derriford Hospital. Can you remember what your first internship was?
My very first one was I was a general porter to start off with. And I was involved in like moving linen, hospital equipment, just whatever they wanted me to move really.
So it was moving things around?
Yeah, it was things for the first one because I wasn't patient trained for the first one.
And you worked in hotel services with Louise?
Yeah, Louise was like my line manager for the first one.
And tell us about the support that they gave you.
Yeah, it was like really helpful. Like if I needed any help at all, I knew I could just ask them any questions and they would be happy to help me out.
Andrew worked with us in the portering department, moving various pieces of equipment around the hospital that are really essential, linen around to the wards and departments, which helped them get on with their roles with the patients, ensuring that they were safe and well, and then he helped with the food cam carts. With part of this role, we could see that Andrew was very eager to be able to be a part of moving patients around the hospital and having that interaction with patients. So we were able to recognise this with the team, and he was able to be put forward for his patient movement training.
What was the actual training that you had to do?
So it was like I think like a 6-hour day where I had to go to this room, and they showed me like trolleys, how to lift someone properly, how to just use all the equipment, make sure it's all done safely.
And then as a result of that, we then moved you to your second internship, which was?
That was a theatre porting where I worked down in the theatres for about 10 weeks. Yeah, like bringing them down from the wards down to have their operations.
I know initially when you went in to do that you were a little bit nervous, which is great because that shows that you care. How did it actually go?
Yeah, it went really well. The people that I worked with was really nice, really helpful. They was really helpful. They showed me exactly what to do.
Hi Andrew, it's Dave here. Just like to say thanks for all the work you did for us when you was here for a few weeks. You did an absolutely fantastic job. Learned really quick, and if you remember, you helped us big time down in Freedom Theatres. Yeah, you were absolutely star mate. So thanks from all the porters and me for all the work you've done. Much appreciated, mate. Take care and all the best for the future.
What would you say is the most important thing that you've gained from being on Project Search?
Just being able to actually do the work and being able to learn a new skill.
Great. And finally, if your mentors and managers were here now, what would you say to them?
Thanks for all the help. Really appreciate it.
And we really appreciated having you on Project Search. You've been a pleasure to work with.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Andrew, what can I say? A fantastic achievement. You developed in confidence as the programme continued. The placements you took on, you challenged yourself, and it was great to see you develop as a person as well as a professional. I believe at the moment you're applying for jobs in the hospital and hopefully will get a patient portering role. So well done to you, congratulations.
Andrew, you've proved that you can make an ideal porter working within the Trust. We wish you every success with your applications, and here's your certificate. Well done.
Thanks for my time on Project Search. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
tell us about your internship journey and where you started and where you are now?
Well, yeah, certainly. I mean, I started as a ACO, general ACO for the pharmacy, for production pharmacy. Didn't really know what I was getting into, but it was a good choice in the end because I actually managed to make it work. I actually somewhat enjoyed it as well, and they thought that I was pretty decent at my job as well, and that eventually led to something a bit more than that.
Which was, initially it started off, I think, as some work through NHSP, that's
Yes.
their agency.
That's correct, yeah, I started through NHSP, and so I was doing about 5 hours every 5 days in the week.
And I know that journey, a lot of people would have given up on that NHSP because that was a torturous journey for
Yeah,
you.
it was quite a long time to get it all set up and get it going properly, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we really, really felt for you because just about everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong for you, and it must have been extremely frustrating. Other people might have given up, but you didn't. You persevered, and now you're in that sort of paid employment, which is brilliant.
Yeah, I got that in the end, yeah.
Yep. So, what's it been like working with the team? Because I know Amanda and Steve give you support. What would you say to them if they were here today?
Well, I'd say thank you for the opportunity, and I would also thank Steve for his help and his assistance, guidance, basically, through the job, because he was my mentor for the whole internship. And I still work very closely with him today, and yeah, he's a pretty nice guy. He's a pretty good guy to get on with. Like, he works pretty nicely. He's a great guy, and Amanda's a really great manager. She's really understanding. Like, she's really caring about you. Like, she actually asks you how you feel about things, and like, you know, whether you need time off or you need this or that. And she's very like attentive to you, you know.
When Bryn joined our department back in September, we quickly noticed that he had very good IT skills. So initially he was working in stock control and portering, but because of these IT skills, he helped us set up a database to monitor the chemotherapy that we get returned from wards. So he set up an Excel spreadsheet to be able to capture the chemotherapy as it got returned, and he is currently working on a calculation tool so that we can provide figures to the trust to say how much we are wasting for chemotherapy and how much we are actually reusing and therefore saving money.
And what would you say to anybody else who might be thinking of coming on Project Search?
Don't necessarily dismiss any job that you might think wouldn't be for you, because I didn't know when I came here anything about the jobs that I could have done. But someone chose one for me, thought that I'd be good for it, and they were right. So I feel like even if you do come here and you're not sure, someone could point you in the right direction, and you know, you could get something out of it. You may be actually quite good at it.
Well, brilliant.
You may surprise
advice.
yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Brilliant advice. Well, thank you very much for coming in today, Bryn.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that.
Bryn, what can I say? A fantastic achievement on this course. You've been an absolute superstar. You gained paid work early on in the hospital, and we've been working alongside you to complete your coursework. But really, please give yourself credit. You have really achieved so much on this programme.
Bryn, you've been absolutely brilliant. You took on a challenge that you didn't think you'd like, thoroughly enjoyed it, and got paid employment as a result. You should be immensely proud of yourself. Here's your certificate. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see you when I gave out the certificates coming round because you were at work, but yours is in the post.
Well, in the first internship, I worked in the post room as a postman for Tony.
Yeah. Tony was your mentor?
Yes, he was my mentor, and he also liked to tell really bad jokes.
That's
Jokes that
Tony.
I would never understand.
Okay. Yeah, and what were your tasks there? What did you do?
My tasks were to sort, deliver and drop off post around the hospital. Like there's an oncology round I would do before lunch where I would take the post to the other building, the oncology building, and I just take post around the whole building.
We did a few rounds on his own.
I go out with him first, and then he went out on his own. He was doing well going out. He also managed to be able to do some of the external, and he also managed to help out one or two of my other colleagues with some of the other stuff as well.
Because of the success that you had in your first internship, we built on that, and then you went to work in the pharmacy dispensary. What was your duties there?
My duties were to stock up, sort and deliver drugs around the hospital. Good drugs, but by the way.
Yeah, pharmaceutical, medical drugs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. After a period of training, alongside some of our previous interns who now work there, you went out and worked independently?
Yes, I was able to work independent, and I absolutely loved it. I loved that internship so much. I loved working in the pharmacy because one of the tasks were repetitive, and I never got bored at all.
Daniel was incredible. We would have loved to have employed him had we had a vacancy available. He really quickly adapted, was really enthusiastic, great timekeeping, very honest and open, was a lovely member of the team.
I believe that it's important to spread positivity to everyone.
And I think it's partly because of your positivity that you were nominated and accepted as Student of the Term. Can you tell us about that?
I was just an autistic teen trying to find his place in this world, and I had found it over time, you know.
What would you say was the thing that you got from Project Search overall? How's Project Search helped you?
It's allowed me to try new things, to be more confident at work, and to know that things get better over time.
Daniel, what an achievement, what a character, what a great member of the team. You certainly kept the morale up over the months on the programme. I understand you're still looking for a role within the hospital for paid work. You've been exceeding in expectations on the programme, and I wish you all the best for the future.
Daniel, you've been an absolute star. You've been in 2 internships and been loved by everyone that's come into contact with you. You're going to make an ideal employee for somebody. Here's your certificate.
Thank you, everyone at Project Search.
I can't get over your massive smile.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And you're looking extremely smart today, may I say.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So your time on Project Search, you had 3 internships, and your first one was in cellular and anatomical. I hope I've said that right.
Yep, you did.
Thank you. What was that job all about?
Well, what that was all about was scrape the blocks and then sort them in numerical order for the lab technicians to collect and take.
Okay, and then because you learnt that reasonably quickly, that enabled you to move on and do some other tasks. I think you were loading machines as well.
Yeah, I was collecting the colour slides from the different lab technicians, and then I took them to a special machine.
So Jack was with us for one of his internships last year, and it was a great success. He made a really big difference to us in providing the block scraping first thing in the morning, which it seems like a small task, but it actually has a big difference for the rest of the team. And I felt during the placement, Jack made tremendous progress as a person and a colleague. And I really saw him grow over that period of time. And he was a different chap leaving the department than he was at the beginning. So really, really well done, Jack.
And then following that success, you moved in to do some work in another part of the labs as a document archivist.
I was scanning and indexing documents by using a special database.
And you'd done that for a while, and then that internship ended because they needed the space that you were working in.
Yeah.
For other things. And then your third internship was in the research office.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So what was your role there?
I had to answer the phone and buzz people in, sorting out the folders in the back of the office.
Jack, even though your time with me was cut very short, I can assure you that I found you very pleasant. You're a very kind-hearted young man, so you'll go far. And on behalf of everyone in research and development, well done and good luck.
And it was just as you were getting to grips with that job, and we were just about to arrange your IPM training, that the lockdown occurred. And that's when that job comes to an end.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you would have been very successful in it. What would you say to your past mentors and managers if they were here today?
I would say to them that they've helped me a lot, especially with my confidence and communication skills.
Hi Jack, many congratulations for achieving on Project Search. You came from a college course where you've been working in internships already in the council, and you developed those skills further into the hospital context. So very well done for all your achievements, and I wish you all the best for your future.
Jack, if there was an award for the biggest smile and the smartest dressed person, it would definitely be you that would win it. You've been an inspiration to everyone that you've come into contact with. It's been a pleasure having you on Project Search, and here's your certificate.
Thank you.
During your time that you were on Project Search here in Derriford Hospital, you've done 3 internships.
Yeah.
And your first one was at DWMS?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the job and what your responsibilities were?
Well, my main responsibility is to compact both the domestic waste and the cardboard rubbish. Obviously just to follow the instructions on how to use it the right way. And I have made mistakes there in the past, but obviously I kept on going in order to be more successful at what I'm doing there.
Yeah, one of the good things about you, and there's lots of good things about you, is that when you did make a mistake, you very quickly came back from that, learnt from it, and moved on to become a better employee.
Yeah, so we had another intern called Josh, who worked for us for about 12 weeks as well. And he worked with us to improve social skills and his work ethic. Yeah, and we wish him all the best for his future.
So in your second internship, you were working as a domestic cleaner?
The ward on the second level where a lady by the name of, I think, Ula, a Thai cleaner who I was helping around cleaning different areas that needed to be cleaned, obviously, to obviously make the ward more hygienic.
Teach him everything, what first to do this, do the trolley, and start to clean it everywhere. And next day he coming, and he remember what I say to her.
And also there's Tony, who I was working with on the 7th floor, and he was the one who I was mostly working with, cleaning all different on-call rooms and also the toilets area.
So in a way, not only did you experience what it's like to clean in a hospital, those skills are transferable and you could take them, say, to a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then your third internship that you started, but sadly we never got a chance to finish, was in our level 2 kitchen.
Yeah.
Yep. Can you tell us what your duties there were?
Well, my main job over there was to obviously use pot wash machines, cleaning all different cutleries and chopping boards and plates and many different other stuff that needs cleaning. And
When we first had Josh is an absolutely amazing person. He was really good. He was really on it. He was always smiley. He always had his funny moments. It was just the best thing in the kitchen, to be honest. We just when times were really rough and everything else. Literally, he was literally just the best thing. So yeah.
And Dave Locke?
Dave Locke, yeah, well, he's one crazy boss.
But a really good boss, and has been a very good friend to Project Search right from the very beginning.
I'd like to say, thanks for, helping me around with various different tasks that is important for me to do, obviously, when I get if I want a full-time job, which I definitely do, obviously.
Josh, what can I say? What a fantastic achievement. I don't believe that you gave yourself enough credit for your achievements on this programme. Well done for all of the challenges you've faced and all the times that you've problem solved and come out very much winning on the other side. So well done to you, and I wish you all the best for your future.
Josh, I've really enjoyed having you on Project Search. You should be proud of the internships that you've done and the achievements that you've made. Here's your certificate.
Thank you very much, Project Search.
So your first internship was in logistics as a delivery porter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us about your time there and what your roles were?
So when I got into work in the morning, I would take the roll cages to wards and departments. So we took parcels from the shelves and took them to the levels and delivered them to staff on wards. Other things, I had to collect parcels that were delivered in wrong places and relocate them to the right destination. That's all I really did on my first internship.
I like the way you said that's all I really did. You were doing the same job as any other paid member of staff, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. And not only that, normally you'd be in work an hour, 3/4 of an hour before your start time.
Yes.
You stayed there for your second internship, and that's because we wanted to develop your skills even further.
Mhm.
Although you're in the same department, you had additional tasks, and can you remember what they were?
So the departments were split into two. So on one side was the daily wards, so that was all the equipment that the wards would need, such as urinals, sharp bins, that sort of thing, etc. So I did the theatre runs, so that was the gowns, the tools that the theatre staff need. When I delivered them, I had to learn stock rotation skills. So say if you have a box of gowns that you delivered the previous day, you move them forward, so you put the new gowns at the bottom of the pile and the old gowns on top, so the old gowns get used first.
We're all really missing Luke, as he was a little star when he was working here. He really gelled with the team and he really fitted in well. Really miss you, Luke. I hope we can come back one day.
Thank you for the experience. Yeah, it was really good. I really felt like the part of a team. If I needed help with something, there was always help there, and I had support. And
what would you say you got out of Project Search?
Work skills, how to work in a busy working environment, because as you may know, the NHS is a very, very busy environment to work, and the skills that I've learnt and how to communicate with staff and how to deal with difficult problems, which I did encounter on my internships. I couldn't have done it without the Project Search team as well as the NHS team and the teams I was working with.
Well, it's really kind of you to say that, and you've been an absolute pleasure to work with on Project Search.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the very best for the future, Luke.
Thank you.
Luke, what can I say? What a fantastic, fantastic person, and the achievements you've made within the hospital. Your hard work ethic has certainly set the bar and the standard for future Project Search interns. Your timekeeping was impeccable. You made such a fantastic impression within the logistics team, and I believe that there is an apprenticeship with your name on it very soon in the future.
Luke, nobody could have been more dedicated than you at Project Search. You've been an absolute pleasure to work with, and you've proved that you will make an ideal logistics employee, best of luck with your application for the apprenticeship. Here's your certificate and really good luck for the future. Your first internship was with Hotel Services, yeah? And what was your job there? What did you actually do?
Well, on this job it's about working with different mentors, getting to know them, and also with the cleaning equipment to learn how to use the basics of the cleaning tools. It's like you basically use the cloths for like the high-end low dusting, and the blue and yellow is for like the clinical toilets areas where we clean the toilets with the blue cloths, and yellows for like the sinks and other areas.
He tried to do that washing the floor and tried to clean on the top with everything on top of the cupboard. He tried to help me to do everything, and I said to him, "You're very good."
Okay. And so what areas of the hospital did you work in?
I worked in from level 2 to level 6 from first week to the 8th week. It's helpful to get to know like how the routine goes and how it works, basically. That's how I learned how to know their routines and how they clean their areas.
Hi Marcus, it's Marilyn. Thank you for being part of the team. You did such a really good job. You're such a lovely young man. All the best for the future, and it's great that you're graduating. Well done.
Following on from the success of your first internship, you went to work in DWMS. So for those that don't know what DWMS means, can you explain that?
DWMS stands for Derriford Waste Management Solutions. My job role there is to make sure that you put green bins into the cardboard, which has cardboard into the cardboard compactor, and the black bins is where you put like where you put general waste into like the bulk container where you so to prevent contamination with the cardboard, you have to like take out the glass, plastic, paper that does not go in there, but only cardboard that needs to go in there. But
And you didn't injure yourself, which tells us that you were doing a really good job over there. And another reason I know you were doing a really good job was because Nathan Reed, your mentor and manager there, always gave you really good appraisals.
So we had an intern called Marcus who was very helpful for us. Always come in every day with a smile on his face, asked us what we wanted him to do, and he would do it, no problems whatsoever. He would go out of his way to ask to do more work as well. He would always find something to do. There was no issues, timekeeping, anything like that. Speed of his work, quality of his work, everything was spot on. Yeah, I personally would say Marcus would be ready for employment in, I would imagine, numerous departments potentially.
So a massive congratulations for doing those 2 internships.
Marcus, congratulations. You came to us from a Prince's Trust programme from the college, and your hard work and your teamwork skills that you developed on that programme has led to your high successes on Project Search. Well done for taking on many opportunities in the hospital, and again, your hard work is going to pay off dividends in the long run. Congratulations.
Marcus, you've had 2 really successful internships, and you're an absolute star over at DWMS. You've been missed there from the work that you did and the commitment that you made. Here's your certificate, and the best of luck for the future.
So this is my certificate for being at Project Search.
I think you've had a really successful time in your 2 internships that you had. Can you tell us about your first internship and where you were?
My first internship was research and development, and I did general filing, putting notes in alphabetical order, and I had 2 mentors called Becky and Kai, and they taught me the ways of how they do their work. Neys, again, I loved working with you. You were very willing and you're very kind and caring, very polite, and that will go far in your future. I know right now you're probably feeling a little bit anxious and a bit unnerved, but things will go back to normal eventually, and the skills that you gained with me and with previous placements are invaluable.
There's something that you had to get trained in that not many other interns did, and that's IPM. So could you explain to our viewers what that is?
IPM is a type of system that helps all staffs around the hospital for to find patient notes. If they're lost they can track them on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't do it by surname, they can do it by their first name or their hospital number.
Yeah, and you have to have special training for this, and you've got to be specially licensed to use it. So none of the staff here, the Project Search staff, are licensed to use it, but you are.
Yep.
Your second internship, which was on Erin Ward, our pre-assessment unit.
Yep.
Yep. So who was your mentoring manager there?
My mentor was Tina and my manager was Caroline.
Just saying a few words about Neys that we had in pre-assessment as part of Project Search. She came to us as a very likeable member of the team who fitted in well. She was enthusiastic within the role and was nice with all the patients that she had face-to-face contact with. So good luck in the future, and I hope you get something going forward.
On main reception, I had to basically say good morning and say hello to them and be polite, of course. And I asked them ask them their a few personal questions, like their date of birth, and if I can't find their notes, I can search them up and trace them, and it tells me where they are.
One of the things I admire about you is that you would always go away, think about it, come back and make those improvements, whatever was asked of you. And I think you should be extremely proud of your time on Project Search.
I would say a massive big thank you for taking me on and giving me the opportunity to work with you.
Neys, what can I say here? Fantastic consistency throughout the programme. You took on every challenge with a high standard and with real positivity. You set the bar for many further interns for the programme, and I think you were also seen as a very strong leader within this cohort. So well done on your achievements. I wish you all the best for your future.
Neys, you've had 2 very successful internships and you really do deserve a role in administration. Add to that the fact that you were the student rep. You have so much to be proud of. Here's your certificate and very well done.
Thank you very much.
In my first internship, I was working at the pharmacy, and my manager was Vicky, and what we did there is we did front loading, stocking up, and doing rounds by taking the drugs over to the wards. You have to stock up the drugs on the shelves from old batch first, new batch at the back. So you use the old batch first before using the new one.
Yeah, why is that then?
Because if it's out of date and they haven't been used, it's basically a waste, and also it might harm people.
And I understand part of your job was feeding a robot, is that right?
It's basically to put the tablets on the shelf in case people need to use them and make sure they're stored safely.
Thomas was our first intern, and it was his first internship. He adapted really quickly, really well, and really developed on his time with us.
And then some of the time you had to leave the department?
Basically to deliver tablets to wards because people will need them. But you got to make sure it's on the right ward, because if it's not, then people get the wrong medication.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to check where you're going first before going there to make sure you go to the right place.
And then you moved on to your second internship, which was?
The post room.
Yeah.
My manager was Tony. And what we do there is we first sort the mail and go on delivery rounds into the wards, and so people can get their mail for appointments.
And so you had to do more than one round?
3.
You did 3 rounds?
One is for the morning, one's for oncology, and one's for the afternoon.
Okay. And did you end up doing that independently?
Yes.
Wow, that's a massive
Tony
achievement.
is a really good mentor who teaches well and managed to get me to do it on my own.
He went out on his own. He was very nervous at first, but with the round and doing it on his own, he built up his confidence very well. He also did a bit of our external mail, where we separate the first and second class and packages and special deliveries and all that. So he managed to do some of that as well.
When you first came to Project Search, you were really quite, I don't think nervous is the right word, but a little bit nervous about going backwards and forwards and maybe getting lost.
Yeah.
But to end up doing 3 rounds, wandering all over the hospital on your own, is a massive achievement.
Yeah.
It's something to be immensely proud of.
Yeah. The more you do it, the more you learn.
Absolutely. What a great way to think of things.
Thomas, what can I say? It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on this programme. You came from a school programme before attempting Project Search, and what an achievement you've made. To see you grow as a person, as a professional, all members of staff have really seen that development in yourself, and I really hope that you can see that. And we really, really wish you the best for your future employment opportunities.
Thomas, you've come such a long way from the shy young man that we first met when you came to Project Search. You're now a confident worker, and we wish you every success for the future. Here's your certificate.
Thank you for this time on Project Search, and good luck on your retirement, Pip. I hope you do well.
That's the truly inspiring stories of our current interns who are graduating today. What can I say? It's been immensely pleasurable to work with each and every one of you. You're truly inspiring, and I thank you for your time with us on Project Search. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I suspect at this point Pip has gone through his usual magic and painted a picture of each of the interns, talked about their strengths and their own peculiar foibles, perhaps teased one or two of them, and I expect that you've heard from the graduates as well. I've just been able to read about you. I've had a chat with Pip about you, and I know it's been a great course, and I want to say on behalf of everybody, well done. You really have achieved fantastic results during the time that you've been with us. But I also want to say something else. I think at times there can be an impression that we're giving something to you. We're giving you an opportunity, we're giving you some work experience, some guidance, some training, some support, and of course that is true. But what we don't often talk about, or we certainly don't talk about enough, is how much you give to us in return. This is for you, but it's also for all of those graduates who've gone before you over the years. You've changed our organisation for the better. You have been inspirational. Your enthusiasm, your dedication, your hard work, your sense of fun, all of that has had a massive impact on the organisation. You really have been role models for many others. And we like to talk of ourselves as one big team at Derriford. And it's really, really clear to me that our big team is much better, is much stronger, is much happier and much more fulfilled for having you as part of it. So I really want to thank you sincerely for that. We may have given things to you, but you have given us far, far more than that in return.
Over the last couple of years, I've made it a tradition here to hear from one of our parents. and this year is no exception. Let's hear from Bob Chinnock.
I would just like to thank all the staff at the hospital and that Project Search for helping Luke with his time there. Everyone did really well, and everyone's gone above and beyond really what I expected. It was absolutely brilliant, a brilliant way for these young people, and I can't thank everybody enough. And he's enjoyed it. He's always come home happy, and he gets there earlier than he should do because he just absolutely loves it. So thank you all very much, and I hope Pips have a good retirement.
Wow, thank you very much, Bob, for those very kind words. It's also tradition that we have an intern to speak on behalf of all the interns. Who better to do that than Neys, who's this year's student representative?
For me personally, Project Search has changed my whole life. At first, I was unsure to join, but now I've made a whole new bunch of friendships that will carry on with me forever, and I got the opportunity to work with Derriford Hospital.
2 years ago, I was joined by Daniel Payne, Dan as we know him, and he has been an absolutely incredible tutor here on Project Search, and let's hear from him.
Okay, so this message goes out to all the parents, the carers, the support workers behind the scenes who have worked alongside us while supporting our group of interns for this academic year. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I think behind the scenes, if we didn't have that support, it would only be half of the progress we can make. So all the best to you, and thank you again.
Just remember everything that you've learned over the last 9 months. Remember the time you spent working in teams across the hospital. Remember the information and the support that both Dan, Pip, Donna and Dave have given you, and where you might have thought they're nagging me, they've actually been supporting you, and remember those thoughts. When you get into your work, whatever that might be, people will be looking for you to continue with that professionalism, flexibility and that commitment you've shown to the project, and those are absolutely key skills when you're going into a workplace and getting a substantive position. So I'd just finally like to say good luck. Thank you again for everything you've done in our organisation. You have done Project Search proud once again, and year after year we say that, and I wish you all the very best in whatever the future brings.
It seems a very short time, but it was in fact 10 years ago that I was given that empty room here at Derriford Hospital and a phone, and I had to make all the contacts. And two of the contacts I made straight away was Erin and Susie, the co-founders of Project Search from Cincinnati in America. And I was absolutely delighted, proud and honoured to have been asked on many occasions to represent the project here at Derriford Hospital and the movement itself, both locally, nationally and internationally. And we've inspired many, many other sites to start up here as a result of seeing the successes of Derriford Hospital. I asked them if they would be kind enough to record a message for our interns, and this is what they had to say.
Happy graduation. We are so proud of you. I am very proud of you, and I'm really sorry that I can't be there with you tonight. I'm also sorry that I have to wear this mask as I film this congratulations speech to you. You are following in a long line of Project Search graduates and interns who've gone on to do amazing things, and I just give you thanks from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done this year, and I wish you only the best. Susie?
We're so excited. This has been a trying year for everyone, our interns included, but you've risen above. You've done 2 internships, you've studied at home with your instructors, and now you're going to start looking for employment. We can't wait to hear all of the great employment outcomes that are going to come about from each of you, and we can't wait to hear your stories. So Once again, congratulations to the class of 2020 Project Search. We're proud. We have lots of gratitude to you and to your families and to the managers and mentors that worked with you all year. And good luck.
Thank you very much, Erin and Susie. Lovely memory of Erin when she came to Plymouth for one of the conferences that I organised here, and showing her around Plymouth. She wanted to see the Mayflower Steps, and she was completely underwhelmed by the fact that it was really just a set of steps. She was expecting almost like a theme park with big queues of people. So sorry to have disappointed you, Erin. I thought it'd be fitting, because it is our 10th anniversary, to hear from just some of the interns who've graduated and gained jobs within Derriford Hospital.
I'm a porter, which takes patients from the wards down to the X-ray department, do it for CTs, X-rays, MRIs, anything to do with imaging, and take them back again.
Yeah, I'm a refuse porter in the hospital, so I collect all the waste and scrap in the hospital.
I then went on to gain employment in a company called Support Your Way, which is a company that supports people with disabilities. And I did that for several years. I then later went back to the NHS as an apprenticeship in the endoscopy department.
What I do is once all the medications are all done in the dispensary, I go deliver them up to the wards, and I sometimes bring back the truck so the medications can get done for the patients.
The Project Search is really good for two reasons. For three reasons. It helps you get a job, and you get a qualification out of it. In my case, I got a full-time job as a refuse porter with Serco, and now with the NHS.
Project Search has been amazing and helped me to gain my first ever job and as a admin assistant in surgical directorate, where I worked there for just over a year with a great team. And also since I left, I have gained new successful employment at the Great Western Hospital in Swindon.
I go out into the hospital delivering drugs to all the wards, and sometimes we can either do running, which is runner B, collecting, which is runner A. We collect all the drug charts so we can bring them down here and the pharmacist can screen them, and then we bring them back up.
I am currently a prepping clerk, which involves collecting confidential patient notes from around the hospital.
Currently employed by the NHS at Plymouth Radiology Academy as an archivist. Project Search for me was my introduction to my working life. It helped me gain confidence and independence, which has been life-changing for me.
My pay job is actually the third internship that I did. They saw how impressive I was doing. They gave me a weekend job of working in the weekends. And if if they're running low on staff, or if they need someone to cover their shifts, I will jump in for them in the weeks.
I'm a fully fledged general porter over at the Trust at Derriford Hospital, where I move patients on beds, chairs, I collect blood, collect plasma, platelets, and move different bits of equipment, so it's a busy job.
It really helped a lot, with my help with paying for my inkeep with a home, and also to help me have my own life basically, and just being more independent, rather than relying on people for money, of course.
Oh, it means everything to me. It's very nice to end up having something to get up for in the morning, instead of relying on handouts.
Thank you very much, Pip, and everyone else at Project Search, and I hope it continues, because It's helped many other people besides me, and I hope it continues to do so.
I can afford to get stuff I want and buy clothes I want, and I'll pay rent.
It means I get to pay my bills, which is ideal. It means I get to pay my bills, and it means that I get to have a certain amount of, I get treated by and large with respect here and part of the team.
I cannot thank Project Search enough for helping me, and they are still helping me to this day, and I honestly couldn't have done this without you guys. Happy anniversary, enjoy it, take care.
Impressive actually, something worth expecting. You thought it could be like work experience, but it now becomes like a proper job and you become very independent.
It's amazing. It's a real achievement in my life, and I'll always be really thankful to Project Search for helping me get that.
It's helped me a lot because it's helped me gain value of money, and it's also helped me be able to do things which I wouldn't have been able to do before and become more confident in myself.
Having the paid work, it just shows what step it will take you to paying your first ever bill, your first ever car if you get lucky, just getting your first house. It takes you that one step further.
Paid work means everything. It was the main goal I set while I was at Project Search. I wanted to be self-sufficient in terms of financially, independently, and it's allowed me to get the things I want. I've saved up a good solid amount of money where I can look for the future, and I can be proud of it.
Really happy memories of working with those and all the other interns. 88 interns have graduated from Project Search, 54 have gained paid employment, and 34 actually within the NHS. That, I think, is a fantastic achievement. And now I have to let go now and hand over the reins to Dan, who, in celebration of my retirement, has prepared something for me. So I've just got to press the button and see what happens.
Hello and a very warm welcome to This Is Your Life. Our mystery guest has been involved with Project Search since the very beginning of time here at Derriford 10 years ago. As this coincides with this person's retirement, we thought it appropriate to mark this occasion by saying, Pip Critten, this is your life. Pip Critten, you were born way back in the middle of the last century, long before most of us here were even thought of. You were born in hospital because you wanted to be near your mother. In one of your school reports, it was said that you preferred your own company. Well, that's teacher talk, for no one would play with you. You only had one friend, and unfortunately he was imaginary. Even he would beat you up and take your pocket money. Your parents would often take you to desolate places, but they were always disappointed when you found your way home. You had 3 brothers and 1 sister, none of whom could be bothered to contribute to this programme. At a recent family gathering, they only agreed for you to be in the picture if you had a paper bag over your head. But they were consistent in their praise for you. There was none. You were always banging on about your many years as a professional entertainer, travelling the country with your various shows and acts. But the truth of it is, your only real claim to fame was winning a troll lookalike competition. But that was then. Let's talk about more recent ways you have ruined people's lives. For some time now, you have been hindering Project Search. When they heard about this tribute, your colleagues were very keen to be involved and recorded these following messages for you.
Yeah, I do feel like his carer. You know, his milky coffee at 10 o'clock. It's got to be spot on. Not enough coffee, not too much coffee, just enough sugar. Yeah, telling him when he needs his shirt sorted out. Yeah, like I said, most people have had to put up for 10 years. I'm lucky, I've only had 2.
And as line manager, I have to be really, really honest from the viewpoint that I thought it was a number of years ago that Pip actually retired. The output hasn't been great. We've barely been able to see him. Every time I call him, I keep hearing seagulls in the background and thinking he might be on a beach. I thought he'd gone years ago, to be honest.
I've been working with this man for quite a long time at City College and here in Project Search, and all I can say is when we had a meeting the other day and he's telling us he's going to leave, my thoughts were, hallelujah.
It's been a difficult year, but there's been some really good positive things as well. And the very best thing is that Critten's leaving at last. 10 years, for goodness sake, it seemed like 100. But now that he's going, we can finally get the course running properly and get somebody else in, you know.
In the unlikely event of getting a more positive response, I spoke with your family. Your wife had this to say, providing we hid her identity.
Very often when we're out, people think that I am his carer, and to be honest, I'm quite happy with that. After all, we all make mistakes, and Marion Pip was one of mine.
Your eldest daughter Jenny refused to be interviewed on camera. She did, however, release the following statement through her solicitor. I can confirm that due to an accident of birth, DNA tests have shown that Pip Critten is indeed my biological father. It's not something I am proud of. Now, I ask that you respect my privacy as I am still coming to terms with all this. I also spoke with your son-in-law, Paul, who despite being extremely busy, stopped to say this.
You've caught me at a bad time, really. I mean, you've caught me on the hop. Something nice about Pip. This is going to take some time to think about, you know. I've got a lot on. You've caught me at a bad time. I'll have a think about it while I'm painting the house and I'll get back to you. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a really long think about this.
Your son-in-law Richard commented,
Oh, Pip, yeah. I suppose one good thing about this lockdown is I haven't had to see him very much.
Fortunately, Katie, your youngest daughter, did agree to contribute to this programme. I asked her about her childhood memories of growing up with you as her father.
Well, you know how a lot of girls when they're young dream about being a princess, riding ponies, wearing pretty dresses, all that type of thing. All I really remember from my childhood was wishing I was adopted.
We bribed your grandchildren Cameron, Aidan and Charlie to record the following.
Oh, he's class. He takes us everywhere. He comes to our rugby, gives us money, takes us fishing and shopping.
You do know one about Grandad Pip, don't you?
I don't like him.
Oh, Grandad, yeah. Yeah, well, I've yet to get any pocket money off him. I'm 9 months now. Come on, dig deep.
My mum told me if I didn't have anything nice to say, not to say anything at all.
All in all, a dazzling array of indifference towards you, which sums up the impact you have made on people and the negative impact you have had on this world. I'm going to leave you the last thoughts of your parents, who are sadly no longer with us. However, through the use of a medium, they confirmed that you were a total disappointment. Pip Critten, such as it is, this is your life. Pathetic.
Wow, thank you so much for those very kind messages, guys. I'm gobsmacked. Thank you so much.
Now, just one more thank you, and that's to Pip Critten. When Pip phoned me up the other day to ask me to do this clip for the graduation, I was sad to hear that it was going to be the last year that Pip is with us, because he has taken the decision to retire. and I really do need to say a few words about him. Pip's been the leader of Project Search here since the very beginning, 10 years. I think he came here with a mobile phone and a computer and a few contacts and was told to get on with things, which is exactly what he did. And he has created during that decade an absolutely fantastic facility here at the hospital, which is recognised across the country, and he has been a brilliant ambassador for Project Search throughout that time. He's always done it with style, with grace, with great humour, and he really has changed the lives for the better of many people over that time. And Pip, there are very, very few people who can make that claim at the end of their working lives, the fact that they've changed lives for the better, but you are one of those lucky people who can. So we, all of us, wish you a very long and very happy and very well deserved retirement, and hope that you take with you not only lovely memories of your time with Project Search, but also a real sense of pride for what you've achieved over the years. So a heartfelt thank you for everything that you've done. And one final thanks and congratulations to our fantastic interns, the graduates of 2020. Thank you very much.